YouTube faithful? It's Flex Friday. Let's do this. I'm going to give you, we're going to go over 5 plays today that I like, that I think you should be interested in. Now, if you're new to the channel, I appreciate you stopping by. Let me tell you what it is that I do. Sometimes I'll build a live lineup live. Sometimes I'll spoon feed you. Sometimes I'll go over the good, the bad, the ugly of each prop, the both sides, the pros, the cons. It just all depends on my time frame. Today, I'm going to do a mixture of both, but what you should be doing regardless is using these videos to get your feet firing, to get you thinking about things that maybe you weren't thinking about, so you can look at both sides of the coin and hopefully profit and improve your process along the way. So with that being said, comment guy, smash that like button like mama taught you right, hit subscribe, and let's cook. Now, yesterday, we almost had it, bro. We almost had it. It's unbelievable. Or is it that Mr. Kurai sold? I mean, TNT game, he shot, 6 to 8 times? I couldn't believe it. He had like 4 shot attempts after the first half. I don't know what happened there, dude. And then the blowout, they barely played. Draymond Green had 20-plus points, I think. I mean, guys, if that's what it takes to beat me, then so be it. Reeves soared. Duran soared. Zion went over his first half points by 1, but he stayed under his full game. Luka cashed. I mean, it is what it is, dude. It's like, it is what it is. NBA right now is rough. It just is. You just got to grind it out. But we have a bunch of options today, and you can go over under. And the first thing that I'm going to talk about is the 2 wagons. Bridges at 37.5 PRA. I'm not in love with the line because it is high for him. But listen, you last 5 Kings can rejoice because look, 47, 45, 43, 56, 37. He's just been doing way too much. And being that it's Flex Friday, he's probably going to go in my Flex Friday slip since it's going to be a free roll, but I will tell you this, he's due regression. He just is, but I don't think he's going to regress versus the Spurs. Remember, no Fox, so if you wanted a 1v1, you could go back to Castle and hope that he gets a bounce back spot. Castle, remember him? Remember the guy that sold you the other day? 8 points, 14, 20. He could get 20, no Fox. He's going to have to step up. This could be his time to shine. I think his 3.5 Goblin rebounds is also okay, but listen, I'm not going to have a lot of exposure to him at all. But Bridges, I think Bridges is fine. You don't need any analytics or whether it's juiced over or under. You just know that his usage has increased, his fantasy point per minute, and he's just been doing a whole lot of everything. So you could go right there. And then the other popular play, Dylan Brooks, my projection model puts him at 15 today. I hate the fact that he's popular and growing, but hey, if he's projected for 15 points and he's minus 130 to go over, I'm going to take a shot on it. If he sells, he sells. And from that same game, a wagon that I haven't seen people really talking about is Jalen Green's RA. What? Everyone's on Brooks, so they forgot about Jalen Green? He's been a little wagon himself. 50 fantasy points, 37. Look at this. 8.5 RA. Look, wagon, 11, 15, 10, 10, 6. I mean, a wagon, and the matchup is mint. Check it out. 8 of his last 10, 14 of his last 20, 5 of his last 7 in the head-to-heads, guys. Okay, granted, some of it was last season, but still, 10/31st, Halloween, 16. He had 5 on New Year's Day. Who's going to perform on New Year's Day? Nobody. And then the last time he played, February 8th, he had 9. But look at the matchup. Rebounds allowed, 25. Assists versus shooting guards, 28, 23. You're not going to get another matchup. Why wouldn't we take it at 8.5? I mean, everything's there. Why? Tell me, chat. Why wouldn't we take this at 8.5? You tell me, okay? There's no reason not to. So guess what? If he sells, what? He sells. We knew Curry was going to be a sweat yesterday. He never got there in the head-to-heads. I told you it was going to be a sweat, but the line was low, so we took a shot. He played terrible. He had a floor game. I mean, everyone else just picked it up. That is what it is. That's the gambling aspect. But there's no reason not to take Jalen Green today. And that also gives you a pivot off Brooks. I wouldn't take them in the same lineup together unless you were doing a game stack of sorts. And if you were, then good luck, because who do you want to take from Dallas? And then we have someone else that I want to talk about, which is Kelly Oubre, whatever you want to call this clown. He's been getting gate kept minutes, and I'm talking 20 to 23 max, and I'm just going to keep taking less on his points. Now, I will go ahead and price shop this one, and you can see he is minus 134 to go under 16.5, and then on other books, he's 60.5. Some have him at 15.5. It's going to be sweaty because he is due to go absolutely berserk, but here's the thing. I'm just hoping that he doesn't get his minutes again. Coach said for the rest of the season, his minutes are going to be monitored. Last time he said that he played like 20 to 22 minutes. I'm hoping he keeps his word, and I hope Kelly, when he does shoot, he's off. It's going to be sweaty. already, all right? But I'm taking it. You need to know right now that if he plays 28 to 30 minutes, he's gonna go over 7 out of 10 times, assuming his shot falls. We are taking this assuming he's only going to play 23 minutes, okay? If he plays more, then all bets are off. That's the risk of this, that you gamble when you taking that. And the same thing can be said for PJ Washington. I took less at 15.5 earlier. Now he's at 14.5. So I'm pretty much going to leave it alone. So I pivoted to his RA taking less there against Houston. It's going to be a tough spot for him. And then I'm just hoping that he doesn't get big minutes. And if he doesn't, then these should be okay to cash, all right? But let's clear the board with those three. Again, you don't have to take those three in a lineup. You don't have to take them at all. I'm just giving you my insight and my analysis of what I think could be optimal, okay? Remember that. I'm not forcing you to take any of this stuff. Now, the next guy I should talk about is Bam Adebayo, because I got to show you this, chat. I got to show you. Stay tuned. Look at this. We know we just took him the other day, 2 videos ago at 18.5, right? And he sold. He shot 6 times, okay? Not likely to happen again. It could. We don't know. But check this out, all right? I want you to see. I want you to open your eyes and look at what you've done, to quote Dexter and Harrison. Look at this. 8 of 10, okay? In his last 10 games. 18 of 20. He's gone over 17.5 points. 18 of 20. And this isn't a goblin. This is a normal line. Now, I know the matchup is tough. They're second in points allowed. I get all that. But let's go to the head-to-heads. Oh me, oh my. 9 of 10. Dusted them. Okay, granted, these are playoffs, but even in non-playoff situations, this wasn't a playoff game. This wasn't a playoff game. This wasn't a playoff game. Okay, and these teams haven't really changed much. In fact, Jimmy Butler's gone, so if anything, Bam should be scoring more. And on February 10th, he dropped 22. Okay, so yeah, I know it's a bad micro matchup, but this can't be ignored. So before you take your grubby paws and you lock Bam into a slip on Chalkboard, Sleeper, Parlay, Play, wherever have you, just make sure you use code CRUSH. I want you to think this into your brain and be like, oh my goodness, 9 of 10, 18 of 20, 4 of 5, and 8 of 10. If somebody has another reason not to take this, you let me know in the comments. And it can't just be, oh, he sells me. My data model has him getting 20 points tonight, okay? And that factors in all of this historical data. It factors in the lineups, the injury news, all that stuff. Shooting percentages, all of it's factored in, okay? And it has him getting 20. If Bam plays a normal game and he doesn't just go out there and sit on his hands again and sell, he should cover. So I'm going to take it, but it's not guaranteed that he's going to cover. That's the gambling aspect. Now, it was at 18.5 earlier. They moved it down to 17.5, which is what I got on it at. But like I told you guys about Curry yesterday, remember what I told you about Curry? Whenever PrizePicks puts a random range of outcomes on these guys, multiple lineups, multiple choices, multiple goblins, multiple demons, all the red flags in my brain start going off. Like Curry yesterday had 6 or 7 lines, 3 goblins, a regular line, and 3 demons. Same thing with Bam. 2 goblins, which doesn't makes no sense. So 1, 2, a demon, 3, a regular line, 4. If he had 5 or 6, I'd be off of it. 4 is just getting to that point where it's egregious, but I'll go with it, okay? And why do I get the alarm bells ringing? Is because it's signaling, the books know when they put these lines out, they're to induce action. So they know has a wide range of outcomes that he could do, okay? That's why they're offering all these different lines. So when we know he has a wide range, I just tend to want to fade it. I don't want guys with a wide range of outcomes. I want a tight range, meaning that it's either going to be like a sweat-free thing or it's going to be just absolute dust and I don't have to worry about it. You understand? You follow that logic? Now, there's a couple other guys I could talk about here. We got Lakers news. I did like Luka today, but he's out. But look, Anthony Edwards is facing the Orlando Magic, and look at his line, 25.5, y'all. 25.5. Whenever I have a rule, whenever I see Ant Edwards at 25.5, I usually just take the over and pray. Okay, that's true. He was at 29.5 points, rebounds earlier. They bumped him up to 30 right when I thought it was moved up, but I'm still going to have some exposure to his points just because he's Ant Edwards and he can get 30 anytime he's on the court, and 25.5 is too low. But it is a tough matchup. It is going to be a slow pace matchup and a pace down spot for him, but I'll still have some shares. My night won't depend on him. But then Jaden McDaniels, the little wagon that could, 5 rebounds is sticking out like a sore thumb. He just had 9 versus Denver, 4, 6, 10, 3, 3. I'm thinking that I'm going to have some exposure to this and get my little push equity at 5. Now, if you go look at the head-to-heads, Jaden McDaniels has hit this in 2 of 3, most recently on January 9th, where he had 8, last 20, 16 of 20, last 10, 8 of 10, and last 5, 3 of 5. Granted, the matchup is not that good, but if you go to the micro matchup, it's 11th. Rudy Gobert's in the mix, so you're going to have to, he's going to be grabbing bounds, but I still think this is okay, and it does have push equity. Again, my night isn't going to depend on these bad matchups, but it is something worth considering. And then the late night hammers with Booker versus the Kings. I think you could go back to Booker's assists. His line was 5.5 the other day, and he sold 4, 6, 6, 7. Now the line's at 7. I think he's going to do a lot of facilitating today. I think it's all right. I would probably take it here at 5.5 because that feels a lot better than taking it at 7, needing him to get 8. But to be honest, I won't be surprised if he sells it all together. Now, the Kings has a lot of news. Like before, they said Sabonis was playing yesterday. He didn't. Now we don't know if he's going to play. If he doesn't play, DeMar DeRozan at 21.5 points, just crispy. Look at this. It's 2.25x if you were to do that 1v1. Now, some of you may be thinking, oh, are you going to build the slip today? Not today, because it's Flex Friday. You guys should be doing whatever you want. I'm just going over a couple of key contenders that you should be looking at, and I'm going to close with the fantasy scores. We're going to see if we can find any on here and get to work. Now, this is the beloved fantasy sheet that I put out 5 days a week in the Cord. My buddy in the Cord helps me with it. Basically takes the model projections and converts them into fantasy scores, and takes the PrizePicks and underdogs lines and does the differentials. If it's green, it's good. If it's red, it's a under candidate. It's pretty self-explanatory. So we're looking for the biggest differentials, and it's highlighted. So Sengun's fantasy score, Mobley's fantasy score, LaMelo Ball, all of them are projected by big margin on PrizePicks. Sengun 5.5, Evan Mobley 4, LaMelo Ball 3, Jason Tatum less by 4, Zubac Kawhi Leonard over by 1.94, almost 2, Darius Garland by 4, Bam Adebayo by 2.6, go figure, Domantas Sabonis 3.5. His lines are extremely low, but like I said, I'm fading Sabonis today. There's too much uncertainty there. Halliburton 2.27 to go under, Trae Young 3.3 to go under, Siakam a 4-point differential to go over, Allen 3.8, Dyson Daniels 5.19 because of all those steals, Jaylen Brown less 2.3, and so forth. Now, guys, this isn't guaranteed. Some people look at these sheets and they're like, oh, it's guaranteed. If it was that simple, there'd be no YouTube. There'd be no I would just gatekeep it all, and I would just be multi-account and being a million, trillion, bazillionaire. It's still gambling. This is just projected simulations based off of the data, okay? What's likely to happen long term. Doesn't mean it's going to happen tonight, but if you use these data sheets and guides, you'll be more profitable long term, because this is what will happen more often than not. I give you the usage rates, which is the percentage quantified of how often the player has the ball in his hand. So the higher the usage rate, the more chances of scoring, assisting, all that stuff, okay? His fantasy point per minute, the last 3, my average, or his average, and then I give you the projection, okay? Now, seeing what we see here, we can look at Sengun and Mobley and LaMelo, and let's go take a look. All right, so LaMelo's down here at 43, okay? So if you wanted to take LaMelo, you could, but he's projected well, but I probably won't, because remember, I'm taking Bridges today. So let's look at Mobley and Sengun, right? And I probably won't take Sengun because I'm on Jalen Green and a little bit of Brooks. But Mobley, I could get down with some Mobley. What's his pause? No, we don't need to pause. We're talking about ball 43.5. My goodness. 43.5. The last 5 Kings are hating life. Cap, he hasn't got 43. I don't care about the last 5. You could see what was his lineup here. 43. I have him projected for 47, 4-point differential. LaMelo 43. He's projected for that. Jason Tatum under. Jason Tatum under is gonna be a scary fade, because the Heat just historically play them tough. Kawhi Leonard over by 2. Darius Garland. So if you don't want to go Mobley, you could go Garland. Bam Adebayo, Sabonis we're fading. Halliburton, Trae Young. Okay, so let's go to Trae Young. He just had a massive game, I think, too. So he's due regression, and he's playing the Clippers. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna follow this. What's the score? It's on that sheet. It says the sheet. 43.5. Look, he's been crushing. 59, 45, 48, 48. He's due regression. I'll take a chance. That's going to be sweaty. And then on the flip side, Leonard just sat out. He should be fresh. It never feels good to take Kawhi Leonard. He's lucky I don't ban him right now. He should have been banned after not getting his rebounds the other day. 41? Oh my goodness. And he's coming off of a crazy game. I mean, right there would be fine. What is Sengun, just to see if we're going straight data model? Houston's probably going to blow these guys out. 42.5. All right, that would be fine. Or you could throw in LaMelo, or you could take the unders right there. Honestly, the Kawhi and Trae Young little mini stack scares me, but again, I'm not building a lineup for you guys. I'm just giving you options, so you could take all that plus the stuff we went over. But yeah, guys, this is the last weekend I will be away. I will return home Monday. You'll be able to see my ugly mug again. On the right-hand corner, we'll have the normal live streams and everything, but you can get in that right now while I'm away. I have this discount, CaptainCrush.net Gold Package. The promo code is up, so you click this, $24.99 normally for your first month. You will get it for promo code POKER, all lowercase. First month is $15 for new members. It's a total deal. You see those fantasy sheets that I put out? You get access to those, the live streams, my lineups, my community's lineups, the Discord chat, all of it. All my projection models that look like this and this, you'll get access to all that stuff, guys. And you know what? We're providing value. I saw a Dub Club person today that was charging $50 a month. That's insane. $50 a month. I'm literally charging $25, and I'm giving it to you first month for $15, guys. And I put my heart and soul into this, and you can ask anyone, they'll tell you. Now, I am out of town, but this is a important thing to me. This is the last weekend. I'm playing in this big tournament, the main event. My flight starts tomorrow, so hopefully I can make a run. If I can, you guys will know about it because I'm documenting it. But either way, I will be back home Monday, and baseball's coming up, and you guys know Crush is baseball. You know it. So we are going to cook that, and I hope you guys have a good Flex Friday. Pick and choose what you want, tail, fade, whichever. I'm giving you a big crafty salute. Good luck in all your contests, and as always, my brothers and sisters in Christ, let's crush.